Hi guys, and welcome to our match reaction for the game between Everton and Manchester City, leading for a Manchester City victory for the 3-1 at Goodison Park. Tonight we've got me and Chris doing it tonight. I know it said 11 hours, boys, but we're here early. That's the kind of people we are. That's the kind of people we are. Hello, Chris. How are you doing, mate?
I'm very well, Kurt. I'm a bit tired, mate. I've had a very busy day, but that was a lovely evening watching City go 10 points clear, mate. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
All right. Well, we're just going to get into lineups, let a few people get into the comments, and then we'll get into some hellos, then go into the game. And the lineups for Manchester City was Ederson in goal, Walker at right back, Diaz and Laporte at the centre backs. Cancelo was playing as left back. And we had Rodri, Silva, and Foden. Foden getting a chance in the middle, which was nice to see from the start. And up front, our front three was Sterling, Mahrez, and Jesus. What was your initial thoughts on the lineup, Chris? How were you feeling pre-game?
Yeah, I thought, without Gundogan or KDB there, a little bit concerned. Bit disappointed not to see Zinchenko there, but then watching how the team set up and played pretty much three at the back and allowed Cancelo into the middle pretty much the whole of the game. Yeah, I thought it was the lineup was all right. It worked. And yeah, Mahrez came in, my favourite player, and actually had a decent game, I thought.
Yeah, I like the lineup. I was a bit surprised to see both Cancelo and Walker start. I would have expected with the game on Sunday and then the midweek of the Champions League, one of them be rested. But we can only assume that means that's probably going to be Cancelo rested against Arsenal, taken into presumption. But I was really happy with the lineup. Was really excited to see Foden start in the middle, and I like Mahrez, and I was excited to see what Mahrez done today. But let's just get into some hellos and see who's on tonight. Got Scotty Moles saying, "Can't wait 12 hours. I'm off. I'll see you tomorrow then, mate." Sorry about that, guys. Our mistake. Noah Pearson's on. Hey guys, how are you, mate? Hope you're well. Addy's on 11 hours. No, mate. This is how prepared we are, mate. We're on the ball, mate. No, sorry about that, guys. Charlie Everett's on, Chris's favourite person. Great win tonight. Mind the gap, Man United. Up the City. Spot on there, mate. Spot on there. Big jump there, Charlie. I think we're going to live in the morning. Yeah, mate. It's Australian times. That's what we're doing tonight. We've got Kyle Dog on. Hello, Kyle. How are you, mate? Hope everyone's good. He's saying hello to everybody else. Leonard London's on. Hello. Charlie Everett, Man City haven't trailed a single minute in their last of their 16 Premier League matches. Yeah, the last time was when we went down against Spurs, wasn't it? Yeah, when we got well beaten 2-0, and we didn't deserve to win that game. That was for sure. Bit of a remarkable turnaround. Hello, Chris. Hello, Chris from Charlie. Kurt loves Mahrez. It's not that I love Mahrez, mate. I like Mahrez. Raz Sterling's top of the league again. Yeah, he most certainly is. It's nice. It's been a little while since we've been able to sing that song. Obviously, we're not in the stadiums, but yeah, great to see back to the top where we belong. Christian's on. Hey, Chris and Kirk. Morning from the Gold Coast of Australia. Great win for City. Yeah, it was away at Everton's never a fun time, especially me as a kid, mate. Getting 3 points at Everton wasn't ever going to happen. But yeah. I think they said on the broadcast it's 5 matches. I lost 5 matches against Everton, all victories. So yeah, really impressive as in terms of a club stat for us.
It is, because traditionally they've been a very difficult team for us to play against. So
yeah, because obviously I remember in the late 90s and the early 90s periods, but I'm sure before even in their pomp in the 80s they were weren't an easy place to go. No,
they were a good team in the 80s. Yeah. Tim Cahill, I always remember scoring, mate.
Yeah, punching the corner flags as he does, mate. I hate that guy. Leonard London, 21 is coming. Yeah.
That would be, if we get 21, that's it, mate, I think.
Andy Blue Moon's on. Hello, mate. Hope you're well. He says, hi, guys. Hope you're safe, and what a great result from Silva, man of the match for me. Ran his socks off yet again. Great to see Kevin De Bruyne the last 15 minutes. Come on, City. Yep. Bernardo was excellent tonight, and it was great to see Kevin get on the pitch. Addy's on. Hello, guys. Got section on. Mind the gap. Yeah. Leonard, sell everyone, sack Pep. Yeah, couldn't agree more. I think once Sam Allardyce comes free in the summer, we should get him in and just start fresh. Noah's on. It's so unusual seeing teams score against City now. It feels so wrong and very bad when they do it. Coming from a Leeds fan, mate, yeah, it did feel weird conceding the goal. I didn't really know how to react, to be honest with you. Abdullah's on. Hello, guys. Hope you're well. The Chell Blues on hiker. Happy Wednesday. Come on, City. Yeah, come on, City. Scotty Moore, hi, all great win. Oh, he's back. Hello, Scotty. Nice for you to join us, mate. SOS is on. First team to win 10 consecutive top flight games since the start of the calendar year. Unbelievable form. Everyone's getting their hellos in. Hello. It's
Martin.
It's the man himself. Good evening, all. Hope all are good. Great win. 1 goal off my prediction, mate. He's the man with the predictions. I need to text him to get my betting tips.
He said 4-1. Andy said 2-1, but when it went 2-1, he said they'll score another. So
I didn't get to go on, but I thought it was going to be a 1-0 or a 2-1. I thought it was going to be a tight game. Viva Lamares, couldn't put it better myself, mate. Blue Army, Ray Woods, hello, mate. My fault, bloody StreamYard, apologies. It's all right, Andy, mate. Andy did all the setting up for us tonight, so big thank you for him for doing all that and helping us get this stream going tonight. SOS, Chris loves Mahrez. Yes, his second favourite player after Kevin De Bruyne.
After everyone else.
Yeah. Sammy's on. Hello, everyone from Canada. Hello, mate. It's extremely good point, Noah. I wish the other teams would feel this way and stop trying. Yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it, mate? It would be nice. Everyone's saying hello to Andy and Martin and everybody else in the chat. Gomez is on. Hi, guys. Not the best performance, but a great result nevertheless. I can't a bit disagree with you. I thought it was quite a good performance, especially away from home in the Premier League with a lot of games coming up and a large amount of rotation. But I take your point, mate. Hi, Andy. A lot of hellos. Let's see if there's anyone else that we haven't seen us on. Shedders is on. Hi, guys. Couple of records broken tonight. Yeah, I get confused with the amount of records we break these days. They come and go, and you forget them so quickly because we break so many these days. Martin saying the quad is on. It was on in Pellegrini's last season as well, mate. And we all know how that season ended up. So let's not get ahead of ourselves, mate. We've done very well so far, but it ain't over till it's over. Tough game. We won by the blue, boys. Yep, we won. That's all that matters. All right, guys. We'll get into some of the game points and have a little bit of a discussion about that, and then get back into some of your comments a bit later, guys. For me, I was really surprised how Everton set up. BBC had them at 3 at the back, but it was quite evident that they were playing a 4-4-2. Were you particularly surprised at how they set up and the selection that they made recently?
After watching the Fulham game, because I thought they were dreadful against Fulham. I wasn't surprised to see that there were a few changes and that they went, far more defensive, really. But I actually thought Everton had played well tonight. I thought the last 20 minutes, when they made their substitutions, they lost any kind of control they had in the game. Not that they had much, let's be fair, but they looked dangerous. And I thought Iwobi had a good game. I don't know about you, Kurt. He looked dangerous.
Yeah, for me, Iwobi was one of the most dangerous players. I said last week on when I did my reaction, I said if they went with the 4 centre backs in the defense as opposed to Digne and Coleman, I thought if they played Digne and Coleman, they'd get absolutely ripped to shreds. And it didn't surprise me at all that they went with Godfrey and Holgate. I think they looked better when Mina came off. Colgate and Coleman came on, and Holgate was allowed to. I said call him Colgate. Holgate was allowed to come inside, but yeah, I think the glaring weakness for Everton in this game is they didn't have Calvert-Lewin, who's been a talisman up front for them. But I think Richarlison instead did a good job for Everton overall the game. I thought he was one of their better players tonight. I thought the first sort of 10 minutes of the game was really sloppy. I counted 5 misplaced passes from Jesus in the first 10 minutes. I don't know about you, but he was particularly sloppy in that early opening stages of the game.
Gabby was doing a hell of a lot of coming deep tonight, wasn't he? But he was playing some, pretty dodgy balls, and he lost possession quite a lot of the time. I said that to Andy in WhatsApp at half time. And thought Gabby had a pretty naff first half, if I'm honest with you. You can't knock the lad for trying, and he's trying something different. And obviously City were trying something a little bit different without having Gundogan and KDB in the team. But yeah, we were particularly sloppy in that first half for sure, and a little bit slow, I thought.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the opening part of the game was particularly slow. It sort of all came together at 18 minutes when Rodri made a really good interception and a really nice sort of lofted pass into Jesus, and Jesus should really be at least hitting the target. Hello, Pardo Oaks, mate. Nice to see you. should be hitting the target from there. In my opinion, I thought he was sort of building himself up into the game in the first sort of 18 minutes. I thought the defending from Everton was particularly good in the first half. I thought they made a lot of good blocks, a lot of good headers. Keane in particular, I thought is really making a thing. I chatted to you just before the game, and I said him and Stones look like the two best English centre backs for me going into the Euros. And I don't know what you thought on their early part of their defensive performance, especially Keane. I don't know if you've got any comments for that.
No, pretty much what you've got to say there. And the Stones and Keane's a good shout. But on Stones, I thought we missed him, mate. I really thought we missed him tonight.
Yeah, we briefly spoke about that just before we came live, and I was saying that I thought that our progressive passes from defence was a lot weaker and a lot slower without Stones. And Stones is by far our best defender in terms of progressing the ball, and we really did miss him tonight. I thought in terms of build up, not that we needed him to win the game, but I felt that his presence not being in the team was missed. And I do agree with you that I do agree with you there, Chris.
But I think it's good that he's had a game off, a rest, and this will keep Laporte, Diaz, and Stones all happy that they're getting game time. I mean, I don't want to see Laporte sat on the bench week after week. So, yeah, but I still think Stones out of the three of them is the one who's in the best form and the one who's the best at progressive football. Yeah,
I think Pep made a comment in his press conference recently. The fact that he hasn't been injured in a long time is obviously helping his form, because we all know as footballers, playing matches is how you keep consistent, and then being in and out with injuries like it was over the last 18 months previous to this season, it's a really good sign. Hopefully all three of them can stay fit for the rest of the season, because we're in a lot of competitions and we need them. Going on to 32 minutes is where we got our goal. It was Foden, I thought, had basically done nothing up until the goal came. I thought it was an absolutely great cross from Mahrez. Ball comes back to Foden on the outside of the box, and he smashes it with his right foot, keeps it low, and puts it past the keeper. What was your thoughts on the first goal, Chris?
Yeah, I agree, actually. But I thought most of the ball was going down. I said to Andy at half-time, we weren't using Raz and Phil enough in the first half. We seemed to be going down the right-hand side too often. And I thought that Riyad and Walker were a little bit ponderous and pondered on the ball a bit too long. But it was a lovely. He just put a good ball in just before the one he put in for Phil, and he had a little magic sort of couple of minutes there. Mahrez, nice ball in, a good finish by Foden. Obviously, the deflection took it away from Pickford, but I think it was going in anyway in the bottom.
Going in anyway. To be fair, I only watched the replay once. But on the replay, it didn't look like Pickford had it covered, even if the deflection wasn't. And obviously, it was on target, so Phil gets the credit with another goal, and I think that's 11 now in Premier League for him, which is a remarkable return.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it might not have been his best game tonight, but he works a lot, and I think he's deserving of his place in the team, mate. It might not have been his best game tonight, but you can't be in top form every game. I thought he played fine.
We've got to also remember that he was playing in a different position, and he's been playing consistently out on that left wing, sort of centre forward position. So it's not like he's been having a lot of game time there. So I was relatively impressed with his performance over the game. I just thought the first 30 minutes, the whole team was pretty quiet, apart from Rodri. I really thought Rodri was our best player in the first half. I thought he was just, over the last sort of 6 to 8 games, I think he's just been so impressive. And he makes the comment here, I thought Jesus did some good hold-up play in the second half. I think Jesus' second half was incredible compared to his first 30 minutes, because I really thought he was poor in the first 30 minutes. And I love Gabby. Thoughts on Sterling tonight? I thought Sterling was quite quiet. I thought a lot of our attack came down the right-hand side, evidently because we had Mahrez, Bernardo on that side, and they're just such quality on the ball. What was your thoughts on Sterling's tonight, Chris?
Yeah, I thought Raz had a quieter game. There was a couple of moments where he did some nice jinky runs and that, but he wasn't used as much tonight. And whether that was he was well marshalled, or was we just, like you said, I thought we went down the right far more often than the left tonight. He did okay. I think a lot of Cancelo came into his space quite a lot where Raz would come inside and not hug the touchline so much. Cancelo seemed to be in that space a lot tonight. Who I thought had a decent game as well. Cancelo, I thought he did all right tonight.
Yeah, I think also you've got to remember he's used to playing that inside right on the right hand side. So doing it on the left when we're attacking down the right, Raheem wants to get on the ball, so he's coming inside. And I do think you make a good point where they were sort of in each other's spaces at points in the game. But yeah, I don't think Sterling had a particularly bad game. I just thought, like I said, I thought most of the attack was down the other side, and it was more other players had a better games. Neil Handstock, I'm sorry. I was more concerned about Richarlison than Calvert-Lewin, just like when Spurs play Sun worries more than Kane. I think it's about partnerships, and I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison together are a great partnership, and I'm scared of both of those players. But I do agree, Son scares me way more than Kane in the Spurs comment. I don't know about you, Chris.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're just both quality players. And then a couple minutes after we scored the goal at 37 minutes, Everton get a break down the right-hand side. The ball goes across to Digne, who was advanced on the left. Ball goes, smacks it against the post, comes off the post, bangs in off Richarlison, and it's 1-1. What did you think of their goal and build up to it and how it all came about, Chris?
For what I can remember, because I haven't even seen it back, if I'm honest with you, I was a bit busy at half-time. It seemed that the ball was sort of, there was no real control initially on it. Seemed to be going ping-ponging around a little bit. And then Digne was given a hell of a lot of space on the edge of the box. I mean, far too much. I don't know who should have been covering that, but, whether it should be Riyad or Kyle or whoever. Bernardo, he was given too much space. It was a pretty poor effort from him. But then to hit the post and then come back in off Richarlison's knee. It was just a really sloppy goal on behalf of City. Not really sure what Edison was doing. I'm not really sure what Kyle Walker was doing in the back of the net.
That was the only comment. I haven't watched it back, and normally before I like to critique guys, I like to make sure I'm saying the right things. So when I watch it back tomorrow, I'll probably have a better view on it. For tonight, I didn't know what Walker was doing, dropping back into the goal line there. It was he vacated the space. Yeah. It was just very odd for me, very perplexing. I thought it was a good little bit of work down the right hand side. Coleman, when he came on after Mina's injury, I thought it helped them be a little bit more expansive down that side, and I thought it was quite a well worked thing. But like you made the point, I don't have a clue how Digne got that much space, and I wasn't really sure what Walker was doing there. But I'd have to watch it back to really hammer home. But it was a sloppy goal to concede, especially what we always say in football is, you score a goal, don't concede down the other end in a couple minutes. You know what I mean? That's what you like to go. But that was pretty much it for the first half. I was going into half time, was a little bit disappointed that we conceded the goal, but I always felt like coming out in the second half we'd step up our gears and take home. I don't know what your thoughts were on going into the second half.
Yeah, I expected us to come out a bit faster, and we certainly did. I thought we took control. We were in control of the game in the first half, to be honest, but I thought we took greater control of the game in the second half. I think Bernardo had a hell of a lot to do with that. I thought he had a terrific game tonight, and his link-up play with Mahrez was fantastic. They seem to have a very good understanding between each other.
Yeah, so they're a partnership I really enjoy.
Yeah, they played very well together. But I thought Bernardo was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I think he had made a massive difference in that second half. So I just think Everton was spoiled as a lot in the first half. A lot of their game plan was to spoil, and I didn't think they managed to do it quite so much in the second half.
Yeah, I think you made the point earlier on about their double substitution. I know that was a lot later into the second half, but it really made no sense to me. I thought Iwobi was their most dangerous player on that right. He had a couple breaks in the second half that could have looked really dangerous, and it was a bit surprising to me. I thought they did an excellent job doubling up on both our wingers all game. It's just we have so much rotation and such quality that we can play past it. And I completely agree with you. What's great about Morris and Bernardo is Bernardo's as comfortable playing on the right as the wide forward, as same as Morris. So they just swap, and it's like butter. And then you've got the right back overlapping runs. That's what I thought Kyle offers. He does offer the run to make a man. I'd rather him just make the run and not get the pass. I thought his crossings tonight was bloody awful. some absolutely dross crossing, mate. And maybe just I played as a fullback and I couldn't cross the ball either, mate. I used to just pass it across, like, you know, get it to the centre mid and let him take a shot from outside the box. I thought that was,
he gets in great positions as well, Kurt. That's the
most annoying part.
Yeah, he really does get himself in some really great. The speed. There was a run he did tonight when he got on the outside of Mahrez. It was just like Roadrunner. It was unreal. I couldn't believe the speed of him. But yeah, it didn't do anything when he got the ball.
Yeah. And going into the second half, there was a chance at 15 minutes. A ball from Cancelo, goes to Jesus, passes it back to Bernardo, and it was a good effort. And I thought it was a decent save. I thought Pickford had some good saves and some very weird moments in that game. I don't know about what was your any opinions on his performance tonight.
I'm not a fan of Jordan Pickford, mate. I thought he did okay in the first half. Actually, he commanded his box quite well, but yeah. I think I'll get further onto him when we get to Bernardo's goal because, well, we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, John Pickford, if he really is England's number one, then we ain't winning anything. Yeah.
And a couple minutes later, Iwobi was on the right side, who I thought was, like I said, was one of their more attacking players. He had a great drive, slipped in the ball to Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson tries to shoot, and it was a decent block by Diaz, sort of like a half chance. A couple minutes later, another half chance for City with Sterling switching the play wide to Mahrez with the most exceptional first touch you'll ever see in football. There ain't no one better. Sort of cuts in size, sort of makes a speculative sort of cross shot that ones that if it gets palmed out, there's tap-ins. If not, you get a corner sort of thing. Another half chance. City with another half chance a couple minutes later from Jesus. With actually a really, really good through ball from Walker. I thought it was an exceptional ball. And I think Jesus should have been working the keeper there. I don't think he
definitely
in that position and not work the keeper. I don't know what your thoughts were on sort of those few half chances we saw around the 50 to 60 minute marks.
Absolutely agree with the Gabby chance. It was pretty poor from Gabby. He did all the hard work, got himself into a great shooting position, and then skied it. It was really poor. It was a lovely ball from Kyle. But I think that point, we were just starting to, become the dominant force in that game. I know we had been most of the game, but that's when I felt confident that it was coming.
Yeah. Like I said after the first half, I wasn't particularly worried at all. I was a bit disappointed that we conceded the goal, but after the sort of first 5 or 10 minutes of the second half, I really knew that we'd stepped up from second to third, and we were going in the fourth. And once we hit fourth gear, it was pretty much over.
When we play with pace, we can't live with this, mate. You cannot live with this.
Especially as we have just so many options: inside runs, outside runs, cross balls, shots from outside. We just have every option you want to have in the Arsenal in terms of attacking and scoring goals in a football match. And that led us to a City corner, which was an absolutely fantastic corner from Foden. I thought pinged it. Rodri with a header. I thought it was a bit unlucky to not get it on target. I would have liked him to get it on target, but I think the centre back was giving a thing. It wasn't exactly a free header that he just missed. But yeah, another speculative effort, and you could just sort of see with these half chances and sort of better than half chances, the goal was coming.
I think Rodri would have been disappointed with that header, though, personally.
Yeah, on a personal note, I think. But like I said, I think the centre back did a good job of, if you can't get the header, at least make it hard for the guy to do it. But he was trying to put it in the corner, and it's one of those where you moan at them if they bang it straight at the goalkeeper, and then you moan if it goes just wide. So it's one of those. I thought it was a little bit unlucky. He was trying to sort of place it. I'm just thankful we've got a guy that's over 6 foot that can score with his head, because normally for our corners he usually makes the front post run. But now when we've been playing since Diaz come in, I've noticed he sort of holds more of a centre back position in the corners, which is we all know that set pieces aren't really City's thing. And we've never been particularly good for them. But we had an exceptionally long build-up play from the right-hand side. A lot of patience with everyone involved, from Walker, Sterling, and Mahrez. Mahrez Silva works the space, gets a 1-2 with Mahrez. Mahrez first time curls it, dings off the post and goes in, and we see City score. What was your thoughts on that particular goal and the build-up for that one?
Yeah, it was lovely football. Absolutely, City at their best. All about Bernardo, tapping really for Riyadh, wasn't it? But It was a fantastic goal. Absolutely wonderful finish by Riyad Mahrez. Fair play to him. That's what he can do. That we all know it. So I wish it just happened more often. And I thought the second half, he stopped dithering on the ball and was far more direct.
Yeah, I think that was just by clear instruction from Pep. Pep said, you've got to be a bit quicker with it, mate. They're doubling up on us, so we need to move the ball quicker if we're going to find space. And that's what they did for that goal. I just thought the patience and the build-up was just what impressed me the most. And he's got a comment here saying, I thought Jesus was good all game, just desperately trying to make stuff happen, drops deep sometimes because he's so involved. Yeah, that's what we love about Jesus, is his ability to drop out of position, allow other people to occupy the spaces. I just thought in the first 30 minutes he was really poor, but the second half performance was really, really good from Jesus. As I said, Addy, mate, I just thought it was the first 30 minutes he wasn't particularly good, and he made some really sloppy passes and should have got a shot on target. But after we score the goal, Everton make their double sub, take Davis and Iwobi off, put King and Hammers on. I know me and you had a little bit of a chat about it before then, but for me, the game ended when he made those substitutions, and I thought they were pretty toothless after that.
Yeah,
I don't know about your thoughts.
Yeah, I think Hammers was really as good a footballer as he is. Did nothing, absolutely nothing,
apart from nearly rip.
Cancelo's knee off.
Yeah, which I don't know how that's not a card reviewed or.
No, I mean obviously the ref missed it. I don't think it was a red,
but like it was still reckless.
Yeah, and I just don't think VAR would pull that back unless they thought it.
You make a fair point. Unless it's a red, they don't pull it back for yellow cards. You're right. So if the ref missed it, fair point.
So yeah, it was a pretty poor challenge that, but yeah, he did not. I mean, he is a good footballer. We all know it, but I think he's one of those players. If he's one that plays better when his team's on top. If you know what I mean, he's not somebody you're going to rely on in a crisis. King, I thought, did all right when he came on.
Yeah, I like King. I think he's a decent striker. I think, like I said, I wasn't really sure why Hammers came on. I thought he just was absent on that right-hand side, and King looked lively on the left. I thought he was all right. I think he's a decent squad player for a Premier League team, but just looking at his goal tallies, he just doesn't score enough goals, does he?
No,
that's a lot of the problem with a lot of the strikers in this league, isn't it? They're pretty good players, but it's hard to score goals in this league. I know because we watch Man City week in, week out. It doesn't always seem that it's hard to score goals. Defenders are very, very good at this level. So
and that's something I was thinking to myself about 82 minutes. Thinking I looked at the clock and thought, well, we're not going to lose. You know, we might draw. And then I sort of gave my head a shake and think, well, for one, we're not easy to score against. And it's not easy to score a goal in football. So, not at that level. So, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and then we had the third goal coming in at 77 minutes. Another bit of absolutely fantastic build-up play, I thought. Jesus with a really, really nice 1-2 with Silva, and Silva just making another exceptional run. Cuts across, jinks it, takes his shot. Keeper gets a hand to it, still goes in, and that's 3-1, job done, game over. What was your thoughts on the goal? And I thought Pick was poor for the goal. I think he should have done a lot better, personally.
Well, he got his goal himself. I thought it was a lovely movement. Bernardo, great. It was a good strike. He wasn't aiming to hit it that close to Pickford, I'm sure. Pickford got his hand to it. There's no way that should have gone in, really. But and that's the thing about Pickford I don't understand. You've got your that much of a hand to the ball and it still can burst through. It wasn't like it was like Foden's against a Liverpool sort of a strike. It was more of a placement, and very poor, but great for City. That settled everything right down at that point. I thought after that goal went in, it was, game done. And fair play to City. They really stuck at it tonight because it wasn't an easy game. I thought Everton were bounced back after that Fulham performance quite well. I think if I was an Everton fan, I'd be quite happy with the performance tonight. I would just think we got beaten by a better team who were in great form.
I also think if you're gonna target games, they got their derby coming up, right?
Yeah.
So
that's the weekend.
Yeah. So I'm sure they'll be hoping to get Allen and Calvert-Lewin back because obviously they're both key players for them. And I was really happy. I thought after we scored the goal, I thought everyone did a great job in terms of, you know what it's like sometimes when you're 3 up, people want to get on the score sheet, pad some stats, but I think everyone did a good job of knowing what the right thing to do at the right time. We were able to get Kevin De Bruyne on, give him a little bit of time. Great first pass he had when he came on. That was it was nice, wasn't it? I don't know if you've got any particular comments. I know he didn't particularly do much, but I don't know if you want to say anything about Kevin when he came on.
Only 2 points really. That first pass to Gabby was just typical Kevin, and I'm really disappointed in Cancelo for not feeding the ball when he ran alongside him. It was such an easy pass to play, and he chose not to. I was thinking, what are you doing?
It's and just that's greedy. That's greedy. That's what that is, mate. And that's what annoyed me, because that was one of the only times in the game that someone showed greed.
Yeah,
and that bothers me. I don't like that.
No, yeah. Yeah,
and he banged it, wouldn't he?
Yeah. You know me. I'm a massive Kevin fan. So yeah, I was who isn't? But I was really happy to see him getting back on the pitch for a few minutes. Yeah, and the only thing I would say is, when is Sergio going to get a few minutes? I thought he could have had the last 10 minutes tonight.
I completely agree with you. I thought we were going to do the double change, then take Jesus off, take Bernardo off, and just plug and play those 2 boys in for 10 or 15 minutes. I don't know whether he just thought that maybe I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know. I can only assume he's going to start against Arsenal. That's where I'm coming from. That he's going to get 60 minutes against Arsenal.
You reckon?
But I may be completely wrong. We may not see him at all. But I've got a sneaky suspicion he's going to give Sergio about 60 minutes at Arsenal, 65 at Arsenal, and then maybe use him as a sub in the Champions League fixture if needed. That's my, because it doesn't really make much sense else to me, because if he was coming on for 10 or 15 minutes tonight, it would indicate that he's going to start probably the Champions League, and he's probably going to have another 10 or 15 minutes in the Arsenal game. But if he's not getting minutes tonight, he's either not going to get minutes at Arsenal and they're not playing the Champions League at all, or they has to play at Arsenal. Right?
I don't think he'll play at Arsenal. I don't think he will. I think if anything, he'll come on as a substitute against Arsenal if he does.
Maybe I'm just wishful thinking he's gonna start, mate. Because like I said, we've been winning games without him.
But as Pep has said, he said that use all the players in his next few games. So Sergio will get minutes, I'm sure. I just felt it was a bit weird that he wasn't given 10 minutes or something tonight. But there you go. It's because it's Sergio. We haven't seen him really all season, and he's a club legend. Yeah,
it's exactly. I think it's just all apprehension of we just want to see him back. Like Pep said, it's nearly been a year now, and it's a long time. It's a long old stretch of time. Right at the end, we saw Dino come on for Rodri, just around the clock out sort of thing, and then a couple seconds later, we see Morris get a chance to get a shot off, puts it a bit wide. I think he should have got it on target, but like I said, the game was already wrapped up. We were already done and dusted by then, so I was more than happy for the boys to just see the game out. I don't know if we'll want to just jump into a few of the comments, see what some of these guys thought.
Let's see what these. I'm not going to say it.
Would have loved to see Sergio get some time, to be honest. Yeah, Martin. I think a lot of us are probably in that boat. I could picture Mendy going on loan to Serie A, be good for his confidence. Yeah, Addy, I made the point that I think the only way we're getting rid of Mendy, if the idea is to get rid of Mendy, is a loan with an option to buy. But yeah, Mendy didn't start tonight, and it's not one we're too worried about. Yes, me too, Martin. Yeah, Ronnie, we're all in the same boat. I think about with Sergio. Don't forget, you can still vote on the community chat poll, guys. So obviously, head over to the community one, check the polls, just give it a quick click. Only takes a minute. Always fun to see what you guys think. I don't know if it's been so long. He's just scared that he's going to break him if he plays him. I don't know if it's a bit of that. Yeah, Rodri, what a performance from Brad. Yeah, I thought Rodri had another great game. The level of consistency in his performance is actually what's impressing me the most. I don't know about you, Chris, because every game he's a 7.5 and 8 out of 10 for me. Every game.
I thought he was great tonight. I really do. I thought he had a fantastic game, and this is probably, like you say, 6, 7, 8 games in a run where he's been one of our best players, in the top 3 best players. And again tonight, I would put him in our top 3 players, definitely.
I would too, mate. Scotty Moles here saying first half on the right, I called it the triangle of something. Walker, Mahrez, and Silva. What a change in the second half. Yeah, I think Pep's most underrated ability is getting into his team at halftime and affecting the game in the second half without making a substitution. Just telling a player, do this a little bit differently, do this a little bit differently, and then taking the instruction, using it, and actually changing it. Because so many times we go into a game 1-1, 1-0 up, kind of like going through the motions, and in the second half it's a completely different thing. And I think Pep doesn't actually get enough credit for that particular strength that he has. I don't know about you, Chris, but I always feel confident if we're not going into the second half, if we're going in at halftime, games not looking that great, that we're going to look better just because of what Pep's going to say at halftime.
Pep is the best manager in the world, mate. You know, I know he has money to spend at all the clubs he's been at, but he buys well, you know, and he gets players playing to their best of their abilities. He gets people like Zinchenko playing in a completely foreign position to him and looking, you know, like he's played there his whole life. He's a wonderful man, and I'm sure in the dressing room he lets it be known, because he lets it be known from the sidelines if he's not happy. You know, I can't remember which game it was. I think we were 4-0 up against. I can't remember who it was, mate. But and he dragged, I think it was John Stones over to the touchline and gave him a rollicking. You know, and it was just like, you know, it was like
he does it after player scores, mate. He does it after player scores.
85 minutes. Yeah. 85 minutes gone 4-0 up, and John Stones may have played a bit of a dodgy pass, and it, you know, he wants perfection. So you can imagine what it's like in the dressing room. I can assure he would have told him, you know, you've got to start picking the pace up in the second half.
Yeah,
and that's what we did. Is
unbelievable. Stevens on, hello, mate. He said Laporte had a really good game. Him and Diaz gave nothing away. Apart from the goal, they did nothing. Did nothing. I'm assuming you're talking about having not much to do. I thought Laporte had another good game. It's another game where he's playing in a slightly different role, being the sort of left back, of a 3. And he's been getting a decent amount of game minutes, and I think it's showing in his performance. I think his consistency is building up. The only thing I think about Laporte that it's regressed a little bit is his progressive passing, because when he first came here, he was actually really, really good on the ball in terms of putting the ball forward. But in the games I've seen him recently, it seems like I don't know if it's just he's more focused on his defensive duties than worrying about playing a nice pass out, which is obviously the priority, or if it's just that part of his game is just not quite as good as it used to be. I don't know if you've got any particular thoughts on Diaz and Laporte for tonight's game, mate.
Diaz steady as always. He got a bit further up the pitch as well, actually, at times today. And Laporte, Laporte is a steady defender, you know. And to me, he's as good as the other two. Really, he just needs the game time, you know. And like you said, and it's a very, very, very good point. He played left back pretty much tonight. You know, that was his role. He had to fill in for Cancelo. Yeah, sorry, mate. He just basically played as a midfielder.
Midfielder. And it was Kyle. Obviously, he wasn't really playing right back tonight. Either was playing right of a 3 as well, which I think is just nice, because we spoke about it the other day. The amount of options we have defensively and to set up, and the way we defensively set up will affect what flank we go down, which affects selection, which is just headaches for us, headaches for managers, headaches for everyone, because guessing this lineup
exactly. And you can imagine being an opposition manager on the training ground saying, right, we're playing City next. This is what we're going to do to counter their threats. And then the team that Pep puts out is nothing like what you expected, with a different tactics. And, you know, it must be a nightmare for opposition coaches none of us know or ever pick the right team what Pep is going to play, you know.
Yeah. Addy says, without Zinchenko, we definitely lose some of our ability to play out the back. Yeah, Zinchenko's exceptionally good at tight passing, short passing, and he's a midfielder at the end of the day. He knows how to kick the ball very well, doesn't he? But I thought Laporte did quite well tonight, because, like I said, he was covering for Cancelo. He's playing a slightly different role. When you're playing left of a 2, left of a 3, going. It's not the same week in, week out. It's hard to keep consistent performances when you're not playing the exact same position every game. And I think he's doing really well. And he's basically just saying to Pep, mate, I'm here if you need me, mate. And whoever you pick out of us three, any of the two of us is going to do a good job. I'm just really disappointed the fact that where's Ake? What's going on with that? Every week it's just he's not ready. He's not ready. He's not ready.
I don't know, mate, because I think it was the Newcastle game, was it? I think pretty much at the end of the last year was his last game. Yeah, I did mine. Yeah, it was emotional time for me. Yeah, okay. It's weird because you don't get anything on him. What's wrong?
And no one ever asks anymore. They don't even
know.
It's like Pep doesn't even talk about it anymore. It's like, and yeah, Ake's not ready yet.
Yeah, I've scoured the internet, mate. I've scoured the internet.
Do you remember when Mendy came back and he got injured straight away, and then he was out for a long time, and they basically it feels like that again because they were just like even if you forget he's got Mendy as a player, and it feels like the same with Ake. I don't know. I know he's a couple of the times he's been a bit annoyed almost at Ake, like what the hell's going on, but I don't know. It was when he went away of international duty, right? Wasn't it? I can't even remember.
But you did get injured in that game. But I think he played for City after that in the Newcastle game, which I think was something around the end of December. And since then, nothing at all. What's anyone got to say anyway? Let's have a look at it. What these reprobates are saying.
Scotty Mole says, Stephen Dempster, Laporte gave the ball away at least 5 times on the left. Even Foden was shouting at him. Yeah, he had a couple sloppy passes, but I don't think he had a particularly bad game. You know, like I said, I thought Jesus had some particularly sloppy passes in the early part of the game, but he didn't have a bad game either. I don't know if you thought that. I know you said that you thought Laporte and Diaz were quite good, but I don't know if you want to say anything about
that. On Gabby.
No, on Laporte.
Sorry, I was just reading something. On Laporte. No, I thought Laporte was all right. I thought he had a decent match. And he, like we said, he played in a little bit of a foreign role to him, but, you know.
Yeah, Addy says...
I don't think he had a poor game.
Yeah. Ronnie saying, Everton worked hard to disrupt us, but failed. Failed. We'll start again, Ronnie, mate. We'll start again, mate. Everton worked hard to disrupt us, failed, but worked hard at it. Yeah, they did. They like Chris said, they were more worried about stopping us than creating for themselves. And I thought they did. I thought the Digne and Iwobi did a great job defensively for Everton, doubling up. Like we got past them, but they tried their hardest. SOS said,
like I said, if I was an Everton fan, I wouldn't be overly disappointed with that performance.
No. They put up a better fight than a lot of teams put up against us, mate.
Yeah.
SOS at Scotty, I agree. I thought he was sloppy. I know a few people. I know I got a couple texts saying that there was a few people that didn't think he had a particularly good game, but I guess that's just opinions, isn't it, mate? Foden losing the ball. Yeah, Foden did lose the ball a couple times today, and he did recover the ball a couple times after he lost it. So, like I always say, it's not about losing the ball; it's about what you do once you lose the ball. And I thought a lot of the players tonight were excellent at that when they did lose the ball. Leonard London, I'll be watching Benfica versus Arsenal tomorrow. I don't know what game I'm going to watch tomorrow, mate. There's a lot to choose from. Might just be a flick through night. Cafe del Casual, hello, mate. No time for greedy play. Yeah, I don't like greedy players. Just be unselfish. It works better, especially when you've got so many quality players. You selfish players. You need to be selfish when you haven't got the quality around you. You know, when you've got the quality around you, what do you need to be selfish for?
Yeah, you don't know.
You don't. High Five Entertainment. Gabriel should be playing wide. His position is horrible. I don't think his position is horrible. I think he goes out of position to allow others to go into the position that he's naturally occupies. The amount of times he drops deep and lets someone from the left midfield go into a number 10 position and he goes on the wide and covers that space. Pep's system's all about rotation. I think Gabby suits that really well for me.
Yeah, I agree.
We got Charlie Everett, Fernandinho came on for 5 seconds. I love subs to break up the clock at the end of time. It's good times. It's good times. Brings me back to when I was a kid, mate. Christian's on. Awesome to see KDB back on the field. Yeah, it's bloody awesome to get him back. Always excited to see Kevin back on the field. Addy's on. Pep, maybe Pep's just being Pep and overly cautious with Sergio. It could be that. We don't know. We don't know. Pep is saving him for something. Not sure what though. Aguero won't start. Yeah, maybe I'm just living in wishful thinking with that one. whoa, starting against Arsenal, big claims. Yeah, maybe I'm just living in La La Land. Maybe on review, yeah, he probably isn't going to start, but I want him to start. Don't know. Kun will only play Champions League games. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Maybe he is only going to be playing those European games. Andy says Sergio will need far more time than 10 minutes. He needs 5 to 10 games. BM in the Champions League will be his game. Yeah, Borussia Mönchengladbach. Yeah, that's probably a fairer point. He's more likely going to get. I don't know.
It's true that Sergio needs games, doesn't he? He won't just come back firing. He'll score, but he'll need some more than a couple of games to get back.
This was mainly my thing with the Sergio against Arsenal. Sergio absolutely loves scoring against Arsenal. If they weren't in the Big Six, his Big Six goals would be a lot lower without Arsenal in there, mate, because they treat him well, those centre backs.
Listen, as long as Kevin plays against Arsenal, we'll be all right.
I think we'll be fine no matter who we play against those lot. They've been having a bit of an upturn in performance, but they're still Arsenal at the end of the day. Audi's on. Another great performance from City. Fantastic result for my West Ham United, as Everton had a couple of... Oh, I see. We're doing you a solid there, mate. No worries, mate. No worries. Chella Blue says, I can see Sergio will play on Sunday. I think he might play, but it's a think more than a no. That's for sure. Couldn't be in safe for Budapest getting 15 at the weekend. Neil Hanstock, I like Zhao a lot. I think he has improved a lot this season. However, he has a bit concerning habit of trying to dribble past the opposition in his own half and often ends up losing the ball. I think it's just his willingness to want to do things leads to him. It's the same thing with Kevin De Bruyne. If you look, Kevin De Bruyne has a lower pass accuracy than Rodri, but we all know why. It's because the passes that Rodri makes compared to the passes that Kevin De Bruyne attempts are just different. So I think it's one of those more than that. But yeah, dribbling in our own half is always a bit concerning as a City fan. No matter when I'm watching them, how good we are, that makes me worry. That's for sure. Leonard London says, Andy, there's so many games till the end of season. Lots to play for Kun. Yeah, there is. It's just a question of when. I think we're all just chomping at the bit to see him playing football again and see him in the City shirt, because we all know it's not going to be for too much longer. Whether it's this season, next season, season after, it's not going to be much longer now. Martin Allen's on City. Well done. Well, City won it all. Poor United, no records in the Premier League. I predict within 12 years, City will have won 4 Champions League and 15 Premier Leagues. Well, thanks for the prediction, mate. But I like to take it one game at a time, let alone 1 year at a time, mate.
15 Premier Leagues in 12 years sounds good.
Yeah. I like the maths. Checks out. Bardo Oaks, you must be joking, Kurt. Sergio has been injured for a year. Starting against Arsenal, yeah, maybe I am joking, mate. Like I said, maybe it's more wishful thinking than actually.
You're taking some Amaria, mate.
Hey, mate, at the end of the day, mate, pelters are fine. It's all part of the fun, mate. It's all part of the fun. Aguero needs some minutes on the field. Aguero should play if his weight is right. I'm assuming you're regarding that to fitness rather than his weight. Well, I might have just misunderstood the comment. If he starts versus Arsenal, we will be lost in that game. Yeah, maybe. The more you guys talk, the more I'm realizing maybe I'm wrong. But this is what it's all about, mate. I wouldn't have known if I didn't chat to you guys. I'd have been living a lie. I agree, Andy. He needs time at full speed, so to speak, a few games at least. Yeah, he always does need a little bit game time to get back up to speed. Sergio's always been like, say it, Chris. Don't know what you're supposed to be saying, mate.
Tell me about 20 minutes ago. How far behind are you?
Mate, just trying to make sure I don't miss anyone, mate.
Listen, they don't mind, mate. Most of them
I've just realised that, mate. We bloody are. I'm gonna have to jump a few and get back to where we actually are, mate. Where we actually are. There's just so many on. There's so many good comments. I'm trying not to miss any of them. All right, let's try and get back to a bit of regularity. Here we go. Unsubscribe from the Earth, become a rag and a dipper media outlet.
They all are, aren't they? They all are.
Sam Lee is quality. Oh, just journo, innit? Like, I don't have opinions either way, really. Just he's usually pretty spot on with his stuff, but I don't know. Can't think off the top of my head. Ake got injured in a friendly against Holland and then returned for us. Yep, you were spot on there, Chris. Callum giving the old confirmation for that one. City played good football. Have to be fair. We played bloody good football. You have to be fair about that. That's for sure. Stephen Dems, Jesus is not on the level of other players. That's fair enough, mate. That's fair enough. That's your opinion. He scored 2 goals and an assist. Yep. Andy Milnes, Spurs have put 150 million price tag on Kane. That's a fair price tag for him, mate. If he was City's player, if we were selling, would we put anything less than 150 million? You know for sure.
Well,
we wouldn't.
actually, this is City we're talking about, mate. You'd probably let him go for about 10. And Daniel Levy is certainly not going to be putting a cheap price tag on him.
Yeah, Stephen Dempsey says, I think Everton can beat Liverpool in the derby. I think it's going to be what every derby is between them two recently, and the most boring 0-0 you're ever going to see, mate. That's my prediction. Boring 0-0. Christian says, should we have done better to not concede the goal against Everton? I think it was a bit of luck and a bit of poor defending. I haven't only watched the replay back once, Christian, so I don't want to be too harsh on Walker, but I think Walker probably was a little bit at fault for giving Digne that amount of space. Don't know about you, Chris, for that one.
Yeah, that was a sloppy goal on it, but it's hard to give this defence much of a hard time when, 3 goals before that in this run in the Premier League. They're the odd mistake is going to get punished, and it got punished.
Sam Lee is a rag, talks loads of guff, chooses sides now, and what suits his agenda. Well, we all know Andy's opinion on Sam Lee there. He's can my West Ham United finish in the top 6? And you know what, so. Every season I back West Ham to have a good season. They let me down. This is the one season I said, they're probably going to be like 15th, and you're doing well. So it's typical West Ham. When everyone thinks you're going to get relegated, you're going to finish top 6. I don't know. You're doing really well this season. Soychek and Rice are absolutely fantastic for you boys. Like, if keep a note of Rice is the most paramount thing you do. Shame about Antonio. Bowen's been good. You've got a lot of decent signings. You got rid of the boys who don't want to be there. I like West Ham. I know a lot of City fans do like West Ham. Don't know about you, Chris.
Listen. Yeah, God, my top 4, my ideal top 4 would be City, followed by probably West Ham, followed by Everton, followed by, say, Leicester, because they probably deserve to be in the top 4. It'd be great if that was a top 4.
Oh, I love Leicester as well. I think I think they're the second best run club in the country outside City.
Yeah,
Leicester,
they are well run. Yeah, they are.
And people have got to remember the gentleman who owned their club. Unfortunately, the tragedy, he passed away. And the seamlessness of the family taking over and continuing the great work that he's done is something, because that's something that cannot be understated.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's the one who run it all, and I believe it's his son come in and now is doing an absolutely exceptional job. And I know that particular family have done a lot for Leicester in the same way that Cal done a lot for us. So I've got a lot of respect for Leicester, and I hate it when they smash us, because they always seem to do well against us. To do well against us. Faratzin, man of the match, hard to say. Maybe Raheem or Gabriel. Don't you think so, Andy? I'm sure you agree. Yeah, well, I'm going to leave man of the match for the player ratings and stuff. We're going to, a little bit later, we're just probably going to do our little sort of 3 or 4 players we thought were the standouts for the games before we wrap it up. We got Jadon Sancho. Plastic fans, never been to Manchester in your life. Who are you talking about, mate? I'm talking about us.
Yeah, I think
talking about the guys down the road who don't live in Manchester, who aren't from Manchester. I'm confused, mate. We'll need a bit of confirmation from you there, mate. I'm a bit confused.
I think he's gone. He's been chainsawed, mate.
They get cold quickly, mate. They get cold quickly. Mahrez got man of the match from Prime. It was Ali McCoist who gave it to him. Not for me, Farhat, Bernardo, but that's for tomorrow's night. That's most certainly is. We don't want to take away Tom's thunder. Tom's on tomorrow night, guys, I'm assuming he's going to be doing the player ratings with you boys tomorrow. If he's not, whatever he's doing, probably be 8 o'clock a normal time. Make sure you always check out that, because Tom does great job on Thursday. I always love watching him. Better than Emmerdale, mate. Better than Emmerdale, or whatever's on at that time. Pet love lad. Pet made football forever blue with his blueprint on Manchester City squad. It will take some time. It takes something special to stop City. Well-functioning machine, yeah, it most certainly will. The only thing that I can see us disrupting our momentum is injuries to key players, but we've had injuries to key players this season, done exceptionally well. So even that doesn't seem to be stopping us. All opinions, Ronald, that's what most certainly is, mate. It's all opinions. As long as you're not being a donut, mate, it's all fine. That's what it's all about. Gundo will be back for the Arsenal game. I don't know if that's confirmed, but if that is, that's bloody great news. We want Gundo in the Champions League is where he shines the most, but he's been showing his quality in the Premier League as well recently. Timmy T, does that show Pep's the best manager and now getting better than Alex Ferguson? I think he was always better than Alex Ferguson personally. I think Alex Ferguson's a great manager. You can't, in terms of renewing squads and the idea of recycling a team and keeping it fresh, you got to give him credit. But in terms of a football coach, Ferguson was never really a football coach. He sat in his office the whole time. I've paid other people to do that. That's just my little moan about Alex Ferguson. Martin says, give the lads a big thumbs up. Takes a second. Like Andy said, helps the channel a lot. It most certainly does, boys. Let's other people see it. Let's other City fans get involved, and let some other jealous fans get to say their silly comments, which we get to laugh at, which is always good fun. David Hughes, listen to you guys. You'd think we'd lost. Be happy, guys. We just won our 17th. Oh, I'm not upset at all, mate. I'm not upset at all, mate. I was bloody well happy, mate. Beating Everton. Like I said, apart from Spurs, Spurs and Everton are two teams I love beating, mate.
Come on, get clapping.
I don't know, mate. It's a bit late, but get the older party pop. The banners,
Smile
everything,
more.
mate.
I'm just going to get a beer on that comment. I'm going to get a beer.
No worries, mate. I'll just try and run through some of these as quickly as I can. Ronnie Beaver says, perhaps Man City fan TV Sergio will play the Champions League games as them the ones that Messi watches. Maybe, mate, maybe. Jayden, I've been following City longer than you've been born. Go away, little kid. Yeah. Chainsaw Charlie got rid of him a long time ago, mate. I'm just so far behind, mate. I'm still getting used to all these comments and whatnot and how it all runs and whatnot, boys. So I'm sorry if I do miss any comments or I'm really late with them. I am trying my old best. Andy says that you must have missed it. What's been said, David Hughes. Tune in earlier and subscribe. Yeah, most certainly. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you do all those good stuff that everyone always says you need to do. Is that Corey? Corey Barnes? Sorry if I got the name wrong, mate. Said, would you say the title was now confirmed now? If no, at what point would you say that we are the champions? Until it's mathematical that we're champions, mate, we're not the champions. That's the way I see it, mate, because we won it last second of the last day of the last kick of the game, mate. So us City fans should know best that it ain't over till it's over, mate. We came from 8 points behind.
If we beat Arsenal, then beat West Ham, and then beat United, we would throw it away from that point.
If we get to March with this point gap, it would be remiss to say that it would be. That's where I would logically say it's over. But like I said, until we've mathematically got it, I'm not saying nothing on those. 16 up on the current champions. They're supposed to be the best team in the Prem. Never doubt Pep City. Yeah, we never doubt its consistency year after year. That's what he's all about. Will Kevin De Bruyne break his own Premier League assist record? I don't think so. I just don't think he's going to get enough games.
Yeah,
that's my point. If he would have been fit all season, it would have been done because he started the season was absolutely nuts. He's still second, I think, for assists, and he's been out for so long. City fans, will Messi come to the Prem? Who knows, mate? Who knows? Don't get me started on Messi. I'm just going to leave it as a who knows for that one. Charlie Everett, if Aguero comes back and gets injured again, he won't sign that contract. Yeah, maybe. I just don't know about the Sergio stuff. Don't say Mahrez was man of the match, otherwise a lot will be pissed. Hope you understand what I mean. Hey, mate, I thought Mahrez was one of the best players on the pitch tonight. I thought Mahrez was a great game, and even Chris, mate, who's not Mahrez's biggest supporter, pretty much said the same beans. My only issue with Sergio that he takes a few games to get back up to speed. Yeah, that most certainly does, Martin. Lee Dixon's a City fan, and he's getting jealous of Pep. I saw him on Twitter. Is he? I thought he was an Arsenal boy. Maybe I.
He's a City fan from Manchester.
Is it? More before my time, mate. I saw Lee Dixon was like 36. All right,
mate. All right.
Sorry, mate. He was terrible when I watched him play for Arsenal, and he was garbage, mate.
Lee Dixon, I can almost remember Dixie Dean, mate. That's how old I am.
Barca were garbage last night. No way is Messi signing. I'm not worried. I'm gonna just ignore the Messi one. Sorry, boys. That's one for another time. That's a number for another time. We got 143 on. That's a bloody lot of people on, mate. I appreciate everyone for watching. And smash the like, mate. Smash the like. Hernandez, Haaland, OR, Messi, and it's over. Yeah, we just sign everybody. I'll take that Mbappe guy. He's pretty good as well. Do you think we can win the Champions League? I think any team that's left in the competition can win it, mate.
He was on fire last night, wasn't he, Mbappe?
Oh, he murdered him, mate. He sent him to. He put him asleep. He was unreal, mate. He was unreal. Yeah, he was a pundit on Amazon Prime and just saw his comment on Twitter. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that's fair. Good as you experiencing the chainsaw. Yeah, as many people have experienced the chainsaw on this channel, mate. Peter Dunn, Jesus still does well when he's good on the ball and can get past people to finish. He had some great touches when he went out wide. We all like Jesus out wide. I just like him when you're on the pitch. He just works so bloody hard and just tries tries so much on the pitch. And I just love players like that. They're my kind of guys. Martin saying, I'm off, guys. Take care. Don't forget to get those likes to 100. Great post match from Kurt and Bloom. Night all. Night, mate. Cheers for coming on and giving your comments, mate. Always nice to chat.
See you later, Mark.
We better win the Champions League with Pep. Well, I'm not too worried about it. If we win it, we win it. I just like seeing us play this nice football and it's just fun, isn't it?
I can't stand the Champions League, so I don't care if we win it or not.
I'm not asked, mate. Like I never grew up expecting my team to win the Champions League, mate. I always preferred the UEFA Cup, honestly. As a kid, it's just
really,
I like Italian teams. So when I was a kid, all Inter just destroying the UEFA Cup in the 90s, and that was great fun for me personally. Peter, I think Jesus needs to work on his intelligent movement. Works very hard, but sometimes something's missing. I think it's just he's a young player. I think when he fully clicks in 2 or 3 years' time, he's gonna have such a more experience behind him. He's already got so many goals. I'm pretty sure he's the City's top scorer, most goals scored as an under 21. I'm pretty sure no one else has scored more goals. Pretty sure it's Foden after him. I could be wrong on that one. Sorry, I'm late, Dupe. That's all right, mate. You're here now. Make sure you get your like in. Hello, I hope you're doing well, mate. Come on, City. It most certainly is. Hello, Martin. West Ham, fantastic club and fantastic fans. Yeah, a lot. I can't speak for everyone, but a lot of us City fans like the Hammers. Probably the ones we hope do the best out of the London boys. Dupes, where you been, mate? Where you been? Says Andy. Hammers have a proper fan base, not too dissimilar. Yeah, they've got a lot of similarities to us. You know, they're in the shadows of a lot of clubs around them. You know, for a long time. A lot of good fans. They're
not a bunch of glory hunters. That's West Ham fans. They're proper fans, like City fans are.
Yeah, well, I live down south, and I've got a lot of West Ham fans, and they've got that same City sense of humour where they just sort of laugh at it a lot of the time. You know what I mean? And I think they get a bit of a bad rap for the most part. I think they don't get me wrong. They got some donuts, but every football fan base has donuts in it, mate. Telling Mancunians they've never been to Manchester. Yeah, I know, mate. What? Yeah. What do you think we could win all our remaining Premier League games, mate? I'll just be happy if we win the league. I don't care how.
I will say, Kurt, I don't see us losing at the minute. I don't see us losing.
I have that feeling, but the thing is, I know how football is. We can lose one and then lose two, then lose three, and then it all starts.
Yeah, I don't see that. I just don't see it happening. I don't see us going on a bad run. I think we might might lose a game, but I think we'll pick it back up again.
Yeah.
That's why this 10-point lead now is so important. We can afford a slip up. I just don't think we'll go on a 5-6 game run of bad results.
Yeah, I don't see us going on 5 or 6 game bad results. I'm just saying that it doesn't matter how good a team you are. An injury, a bad result, like not a game you lost because you were poor, just maybe a decision. I'm just a nervous City fan, mate. I just get nervous, mate. And until it's over, I'm a bloody nervous wreck, mate. Absolute nervous wreck. I like Kawhi. I'm not going to get too much into players that we're going to buy when we're in February and there's no transfer window and we're not actually able to buy anyone. We'll see that. We got all summer to talk about what players we want and argue about that between ourselves. Andy, I bought one 29 years ago and she still works, mate. Yeah, I've got to love a dishwasher, mate. I just got one. I feel like I'm posh now, mate. Well done, lads. I'm very peed off as Everton supporter. Rather you win the league than the Reds teams. Yeah, we most certainly would rather the blue teams win it than the red teams, mate. But like Andy said, I thought you had a relatively decent game. You're missing key players, mate. It's one of those, mate. Andy was your Amazon starter in. My Amazon was fine all game, mate. I don't know about anyone else's. Pep was doubted by some fans at the start of the season. Never doubted him all. Yeah, you're always going to have some people that doubt him, but with his CV and his past, it would be foolish to doubt Pep in any way, mate. Wasn't that good, was he, mate? That deal's terrible. Done. That deal's done. His partner's better, mate. His partner's better. Cheapskates do pay, mate. I'm not cheap, mate. It's just my mum made sure I learnt the hard graft of having to wash the dishes, mate. Because she cooked it, I clean it, mate. That's just the way it was in my ass. Yes, French, English, Finnish, Swedish, multi. Yeah, well, mate, lucky you, mate. I can barely speak my own language. Leonard London, great player, but a bit lightweight, maybe. Yeah, there's players, lots of players all over the place, isn't there? All numbers, I hate transfers, I really do. Pep just loves the game. Look at him. Last year, grab him, Bertrand, and tell him what I think. Yeah, I think he's obviously, we saw him a bit dejected after he lost his mother, but he's obviously come through the other side of that and really loved, I think found a bit of love for the game and a bit more, what's the word? A bit more desire, a bit more energy, and he's back to the guy we know he is. Leonard London, Chris is a legend. We all know that Chris is a legend, mate. Don't need to say that. Well, right, we're getting towards the end of it, and I'll just come to any sort of wrapping up comments. I don't know if you want to sort of say if there was like 3 or 4 players tonight that sort of were your standout players, Chris, or any ones you thought that were really, really good that deserve a particular shout out.
Bernardo for sure. I thought Bernardo was man of the match. I don't know what, everyone's entitled to an opinion on that. I thought Rodri had a fantastic game, really good. Give Mahrez his due. He was very influential in the game. And I'd probably give a shout out to Cancelo as well.
I love this from Ronnie. 42 points to play for. 10 points isn't a lot. That's how I am, mate. There's a lot of points to play for. But for me, the standouts, I thought Rodri was absolutely fantastic. Like I said, I thought he was our best player in the first half. I thought Mahrez and Bernardo on that right side were just so good. They were just so good. And I actually, just for his second half performance, I really liked Jesus' second half performance. I thought some of the stuff he did was absolutely fantastic. And especially when we made the sub and Foden basically became a striker and he became a left winger, it was I'm a big do love me some Jesus. But there was a lot of good performances tonight, and players coming in who weren't in there normally playing quite well, i.e. Mahrez. So that's what you like to see. Sometimes with players who not getting the game time, they can be a bit rusty. But I thought it was a really good game. Happy to get the 3 points. Bit of a shame we conceded the goal, but 3 points at Everton, winning by 2 goals. The margin is top for me, mate. We got 148 still on. Who hasn't given this stream a thumbs up? Come on, it's free. It most certainly is free. It doesn't cost you anything but a click. It's only 1 click. And I'm just going to get into some of the goodbyes and whatnot, because we'll be wrapping up in a couple minutes. I don't know if there's any final comments you want to say or anything like that. You want to mention?
Andy's asked me to do the community chat poll, right? Which is on a subject that I cannot stand. I said I was going to pass it over to you, but there you go. So today's poll was, who would you take at Manchester City in the summer?
Oh.
And the choices were Messi, Mbappe, Haaland and Messi, or Messi and Mbappe. And unbelievably, I can't believe this, with 50% of the vote, Haaland has got the vote. Now, I don't know if you guys watched Mbappe last night, but geez, man, if there's anybody who I'd love to have in that team, it's Mbappe. What a player he is. He's fantastic. And I think Haaland's a very good shout, but out of the two, I don't know about you, Kurt, but Mbappe's just, for me, he's next level.
I don't watch the French league, but every time I see that guy play in the Champions League, he's the best player on the pitch. He won France the World Cup. Like, this guy is unbelievable. We're not going to get him. He's going around. No. He's going around Madrid. So yeah. I think that point probably influenced the poll. At least I'm surmising that. But yeah, for me, out of that poll, I want to keep Sergio most of all. I think Haaland's the most logical one out of the thing in terms of realism and that. But for fun, it would be nice to get Haaland and Messi, wouldn't it? But me and you, Chris, I don't know. I can't speak. I hate transfers. The least fun I have in football. It's you don't get to watch football, but all you hear about is people maybe coming. They might be coming in numbers, like we're all accountants. I just don't care. Until they're in a City shirt, like, you know what I mean?
Say, Amatka, I hate it. I just cannot be doing with it all. And all this stuff with Messi coming on. Did you watch Messi last night? He was pretty inconsequential, mate. He was, you know.
Nice penalty, though.
Oh, yeah, but we need a penalty taker. Yeah, maybe he should take
for a penalty taker. Let's do it.
Exactly. You know, I think he's done.
Yeah, you're right, Andy. Me and Chris are not going to be much help in the summer with transfer news because we're just going to be gloomy, miserable buggers, mate. So I'm not bothered, mate. I don't care. I'm asked. You're going to have a fun summer, mate.
Whoever Pep gets, I trust that Pep will make him into better players. That's just the way he is.
Yeah, so I'll just go through your comments to see what you guys are saying. Haaland all day long. Rice, defensive mid. If we're going to get a defensive mid, mate, I'd love to get Rice. I'd love Rice. I know you've been banging on it in battle while, but I watched him play for the under-21s for England. He was one of the best players every time he played. He's literally the best. Him and Souček are unbelievable for West Ham. And I don't know about that. I'd take Rice in a heartbeat, mate.
So, yeah, I would.
I love him. Mbappe would be silly money. Mbappe would be silly money. And the thing is with Mbappe, if you buy Mbappe, every 2 months there's going to be rumors about him leaving or being upset or something like that. Now, Mbappe isn't for me. Haaland is. Charlie, maybe people are voting Haaland because it's more realistic. That's how I thought when I saw the poll earlier. I thought that people would vote Haaland just because it seemed like the more realistic one. But then, if someone just offered you Mbappe or Haaland, just take your pick. No money, no nothing. I don't see anyone picking Haaland over Mbappe on a consistent basis.
It's the Raiola thing that's the problem with the Haaland thing, surely.
Yeah. That's what my always assumption was. But from all sources or whatever, they've been saying that we're ready to line it up. So
there was a big thing on Twitter yesterday, Kurt. Can I just bring something on Twitter yesterday?
You most certainly can, mate.
About Romelu Lukaku coming or going in for Romelu Lukaku. Now, I saw a friend of mine on Twitter get a bit of grief because he said he didn't want to get Lukaku, and it was put down that he was being unconsciously biased against him. But I've got to say, right, I watched Lukaku at United, which feels like yesterday, and he just wasn't good enough for Manchester United, which means he ain't good enough for Manchester City. I don't know about you, mate. I don't rate Lukaku at that level.
Oh, this is another one we disagree. I rate Lukaku very highly. I think he's one of the more underappreciated strikers in European football. His European goal record is unbelievable. The amount of goals he scored in any league he's played for at any level is unbelievable. The amount of games he's played in terms of just volume of games for his age is actually really high. His goal record internationally is unbelievable. It's great. It's a great international record. I just think he's just because, like, don't get me wrong. When he was at the Rags, he was rubbish. He was terrible. He couldn't do nothing. But as soon as he went to Inter Milan, I was allowed to start liking him again. So that was nice for me personally. I don't think he suits City at all. I wouldn't want him at City. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I think he's an exceptional forward. He isn't a Lewandowski. He isn't a Sergio Aguero. He isn't a Haaland. He isn't an Mbappe. He isn't those guys. But just below him, he's better than a lot of other strikers out there.
Don't you think he's a streak player though, where he'll go like 6, 7, 8 games and score maybe 9 goals in that time, and then he goes quiet for the same length of period where and I don't think he brings that much more to with his game to a team. Do you know what I mean? Not in a City style.
Not like I said to you, I think he's the most un-City type player. It wouldn't make much sense to buy him, but from my personal perspective, he gets mischaracterized in terms of his qualities. Because people just think he's a target man with no first touch. But if you think about that, how can you be a target man if you don't have a good first touch? You can't be a target man because the ball's just going to bounce off you. You should be ineffective. He's not a target man. He's never been a target man. He's closer to a Vardy-style player than people give. Because he's big, people just think, oh, you lump it. He's in behind, ball to his feet, running past players. I've watched him play week in, week out. He burns people. He's got so much speed. I just think he's an incredibly overlooked player. People talk like between him and Lautaro Martinez at Inter Milan, he's an exceptionally better player. But I don't
know what the fuss is about him either.
Martinez isn't for me. He's not it anyway. But I don't know. I know a lot of people don't like Lukaku, but I think people just go, "Oh, bad first touch." But you look at his goals, you look at what he does to teams. He pretty much lifts every team he's been in. He was one of the best. He was that best player in Everton when he was at Everton. He was the best player when he was at West Brom. He's the best player at Inter. I don't think there's a single better player in maybe the goalkeeper. But that's just me. Scotty Mole, I don't want Lukaku. City are fine at left back. Yeah. Lukaku done it in Italy and done nothing in the Premier League. I don't look at his goal record for Everton, mate. Lukaku is a top player. Ball bounces 3 yards off Lukaku, can't hold up the ball. Left back with fine. Zinchenko is class. Yeah, who knows what's going on this summer. Dupe, Truca. Thanks, Dupe. Cheers, mate. Serie A is a farmers league. It's not a farmers league, mate. They're calling like I know you're only joking, but like, come on. It's not even like it's a very good league. It's a very good league. Lukaku would be a good guy. It's not the Italy pre Juve scandal, but it was never going to be. Italian football is so slow. Yeah, it is slow, but he still burns people. Not a Pep player. I don't think. Touch, vision, passing, etc. Yeah, he isn't a City player, but you know,
definitely not.
Can Lukaku pass the ball? He can pass the ball. Look at his assist rates for Lautaro Martinez. I don't know. Serie A is basically an over 75 five-a-side league at this point. It's so slow. Come on, man. Come on, man.
He's got a point.
75's five-a-side league. The way City play about it on the floor, tiki-taka won't last. He's actually a lot better with his feet than people give him credit. His touch isn't great, but the ball at his feet, he's good with the ball. Lukaku is a flat-track bully. He doesn't score many goals against big teams. I don't know his personal record, so I can't go into that. I'll leave it to Pep, the genius, to argue with a legend like him. Trophies will come. Yeah, trophies are always going to come, mate. Night, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Spot on, Ed. Lukaku, yeah. Like I said, I don't want Lukaku at City. Wouldn't suit City. I was just saying I like Lukaku. It's another one of my maybe I'm in a minority there, mate. I think that's pretty much it. Just got a few goodbyes and whatnot. Hello, bye. I don't care. All we need is goals. I can burn my 90-year-old neighbor and I'm 50. Oh. This is going on one of those clip things. It's
going on your Sam Allardyce thing. You picked the wrong horse again.
What can I say, mate? The hills I choose to die on, mate. What can I say? It's Lukaku and Sam Allardyce, mate. That's what's going to be the downfall of me. It's all about opinions. Yeah, they're my opinions, mate, and at least I give reasons. I'm not just going, I like him. I think he's good. I'll give you reasons at least. You know what I mean? There's a bit of thought behind it. It may not be too much, but yeah. Scotty Williams says, "Great stuff, Kurt. Give yourself a pat on the back, fella. Another great live stream hosting. Have a good evening, Blues. Cheers, mate. Sorry I wasn't too good with the comments tonight, but still getting used to all this stuff. Yeah, absolutely loads of people on, loads of interactions. It's been fantastic. Dupe's Zlatan scored so many in the Prem. Don't have to. It does. Oh, he's good, isn't he? That's Zlatan. Bye, Chris. It's been a great show.
Cheers, Charlie. See you soon, mate.
Yeah, always is, mate. Dupe, thanks, guys. Thank you, Dupe. Nice to use you tune in. Kiam, nice win. Most certainly was, mate. Most certainly was. Good night. Good night. Thanks for tuning in. Haaland from Leonard. Or at least we know what you're going to be, who you voted for in the poll, mate. Pep could play your gran and we'd still win. He's a genius. Well, to be fair, my nan wasn't too bad with her feet. I'm sure you could play 1-2 with Morris. Christian, great stream, Kurt and Chris. Have a good night. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. It's been an absolutely fantastic one. I really enjoyed this one. And to finish it off, we're going to have Dupe saying Leroy. Leroy. You missed one of the L's, mate. Great show, Kurt and Chris. Well, this has been our reaction show for the 3-1 victory at Goodison Park for Manchester City. It's another W. It wasn't a clean sheet, but it was 3 points, and we continue and extend our lead at the top. And we finally get that game in hand, done and dusted, which is absolutely fantastic. And so thanks for coming on, Chris, mate. Absolute pleasure to do this with you, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Kurt. I mean, what a night. What a time to be a Blue, mate, you know. Just fantastic. They continue this winning streak as long as we can, because honestly, this is as good as you know. I don't even think City are in top gear yet. I really don't. But they're just getting through it with a sort of a matter of fact performance and just doing it. This is great. Fantastic times to be a Blue, and yeah, brilliant. We need 3 more likes for 100 likes. So
you make sure you drop the thumbs up on the way out.
Yeah, because you know, when I meet you at the Etihad and you haven't given me a thumbs up, then I'm going to make you buy me a beer. That's more expensive.
And then maybe a second one after that, depending how badly we upset him. But anyways, that's it from us, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's an absolute pleasure to do this, you guys. Great win from us. And as always, up the Blues.